Welcome. My name is Tirzepatide, and I'm happy to have you here with me today. First, I'd like to thank my 16 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for continuing to view my videos. Please remember to like, comment, and share. Let me just get right into it. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want this video to be super long. Today will be the 3-month update of my compounded Tirzepatide journey. So let's get right into it. The last month update was last month, which was my 2nd month update. So please look at that video if you didn't have a chance to watch it. If you have missed any of my previous videos, feel free to use the playlist. I try to keep all of my GLP-1 related videos on that playlist so you can just start where you left off. Okay. So, let me first also mention that I am on the 5 milligram dosage of compounded Tirzepatide. So I might not necessarily be at the same point you would be if you, sorry, I just got totally distracted. Got some lip gloss here on my area. Okay. I am on the 5 milligram dosage of compounded Tirzepatide. So I am not where you would traditionally be if you are at the, if you follow the titration schedule of titrating up each month. Most people at this stage would probably be at the 7.5 milligram. They'd be on 7.5, possibly going to 10, but I'm still at 5. So that might help you as far as the numbers are concerned. So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay. Basically what I did was the first 2 months I was on 2.5, and then last month as well as this current month, which would be month 4, the beginning of month 4, I am on 5. So I did 2 months on 2.5, 2 months on 5. Okay. The first month I lost 10.5 pounds, which is to be expected. There's normally more weight loss during the first month. The second month I lost 2.3 pounds, which came to a total of 12.8 pounds. And then the third month, which would be the month that just passed, I lost 2.1 pounds, which would bring the grand total to 14.9 pounds. If you wanted to do like a weekly average, it looks like it's probably averaging about 1.247, something like that. So almost 1.25 pounds weekly. And you know, that's just an average. As far as this past month, I believe I said in my very last update video that, which was my 11th and 12th week update video, that I had been experiencing more constipation. And I felt like I experienced more constipation in this month as opposed to the first 2 months. I think that, especially with this month in particular, the 3rd month, I did all stomach injections. I just basically kind of work in a, is that a clockwise? Yeah, I just kind of work in like a clockwise motion around my belly button as far as stomach injections are concerned. So I think that might have just been, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that might have further caused constipation. So this month, as we work through in that 11th and 12th week update, I am going to do thigh shots. So I started in the left. On shot day which is tomorrow, I'll do a shot in the right, and then I'll move back over to the left, and then I'll move back over to the right, so I can have 1 month worth of thigh shots. And then after that, I'm going to move to the arms and do a month of arm shots. And then hopefully I'll be able to try to see some pattern. Some people say that certain injection spots give them different results based on, I believe it's called bioavailability. So that is kind of where we're at. My constipation is, I'm more constipated these last few weeks than I have previously been. So I am going to, a lot of people say they take milk of magnesia. I've never taken milk of magnesia before. I'm going to tell a story that is very unrelated to what I got going on right now. But I'm just going to tell a story about milk of magnesia. When I was a little girl, I used to go to church fairly regularly, and there was this little old lady at church named, her name was we called her Grandma White. We called her Grandma White, and she was this little old lady. She didn't have any kids no, I don't think she had any kids. She didn't have any kids. She was just like a little old widow woman. You know how it is when you go to church. It's like just elderly people there. So she didn't drive. She didn't drive, and she didn't have any kids. I think later on in life, she met this, well, she didn't meet him, but she had a nephew. I don't know. He just kind of came out of nowhere close to, we had known her all this time. Well, I was just a little kid, so it wasn't like I known her a lot. But you know how you're a little kid and they're just like elderly mothers of the church type women in the church. So she had this nephew that came out towards the end, close to her death. I'm not saying he killed her. I'm just saying he came about. I had never heard of him the rest of my childhood. And she probably died when I was about maybe 10 or 11. I don't know. But I had known her all my life, and I didn't know her to have a nephew until the end. So he came, well, anyway, he's not important to the story, but what would happen is Grandma White, as we would call her, didn't really have any family. So we would kind of like take her under the wings, and my grandma would like drive her around to church, and then not just church, but we take her going to church and pick her up and take her back home and everything like that. But Grandma White also had errands that she had to run, as most senior citizen people without cars do. They just love to get out of the house, and we would take her to telling Grandma White's business. Oh, I love you, Grandma White. But we would take her to like the welfare office. And we take her wherever she had to go, basically. But normally we take her to Aldi's because she likes to go to Aldi's to go to the grocery store. And we take her Aldi's. Oh, she always had to go to Walgreens, but that's where I'm about to go. We always had to take her to Aldi's. We had to take her to Walgreens. We had to take her to and most of the time when she went, she would always want to stop for KFC. She always wanted to stop at KFC, and she wanted to have, she always had to get, I think she was getting like a 2-piece. I don't think she was getting nothing, like extravagant, but she always had to get her 2-piece, and then she had to get the senior citizen pop. I don't know if KFC still has a senior citizen pop or not. I am not a senior citizen, so I don't know. But I just know that every time we went, she had to get her 2-piece, and she had to get her senior citizen pop, and she had to get Pepsi. And Lord forbid they didn't have Pepsi. I don't know what she would have did if they didn't have it, but typically that's what she did. But also, after we, took her to Aldi, she had to get her KFC and everything like that. She would always have to stop at Walgreens. But being an older lady, you know how older people are, they didn't want to like go into, sometimes she'd go into the store, but sometimes she didn't feel like going into the store. Because, I mean, I don't know how old Grandma White really was. I mean, when you're a child, everybody's old to you. I want to say as an adult that Grandma White probably was in her late 70s, maybe, possibly. I mean, she could have been older than that, but I'm just going to say, I don't know, because my dad's almost 70, but he's kind of sprightly. But Grandma White was, kind of older and moved real slow. So I don't know. I don't really know how old Grandma White was. But just let's say, for the sake of the story, Grandma White was like 75, 80. It didn't matter. But anywho, she, sometimes she would go into the Walgreens, but sometimes she wouldn't go into the Walgreens, but she wanted us still to stop there. And she'd say, hey, Christina, Grandma don't feel like going in. Can you go in and get mine? And she wanted the same thing every time. She wanted milk of magnesia. And I was like, okay, Grandma White. And, she'd give me the money and I get out the car and, I go in there and get the, I don't know why I'm getting emotional about this, but I get the milk of magnesia for her. I don't know. This is unrelated to anything, but, and I just, as a child, you just do what you're told, but I'm like, I don't even know what milk of magnesia is. But I go in the store and get it for her. I get it for her, and that's the strange part about the story. So now, I guess I'm a 75, 80-year-old black woman now. Because I'm going to need the milk of magnesia for myself. But yeah, we'd go and get the milk of magnesia for her. And then she lived like right off of a busy street. And we'd take her groceries upstairs, me and my little cousin. Because they had an elevator. But I'm pretty sure they had an elevator. I think they had now I can't even remember. I remember going up the stairs a lot. So maybe they didn't have an elevator. But I think she lived like on the 3rd floor or something. And we get all her stuff, and she carried, her KFC, of course. She carried her KFC for the most part, and then we carry all her bags up there. And she's a little old woman wearing a little dress with a purse and a bad wig. But yeah, we would my grandma used to ride her around a lot, so we used to help her. But I don't even know why all of these emotions are coming about, because it really has nothing to do with the story. The main part of the story was every time we took her, which was maybe out to do her errands, maybe once or twice a month, she always had to stop and get a laxative. And then I had to get some milk of magnesia today. I haven't actually took it. And then I asked my aunt to get it for me, because she's going to Walmart. And I'm like, me, just get me the Equate brand. She's like, what flavor do you want? I'm like, I don't know. I've never had it before. This is a funny story, but a sad story, but a funny story. But basically, I don't even know. The only reason I told the story is because I needed the milk of magnesia for my constipation. And every time we basically took her out, she had to get it. So, I don't know. Maybe this Tirzepatide is turning me into a little old woman. But, if you guys are having constipation too, just make sure you take some. But Yeah, that's what I remember. When you think about some of the things you remember from your childhood, I remember riding Grandma White around and getting her fried chicken and milk of magnesia. Now, maybe if she didn't eat the fried chicken, she might not need the milk of magnesia, but you know, who am I to judge? But to make a long story short, over these 3-month period, I lost 14.9 pounds, almost 15 pounds. And this week I did do something a little bit differently. Since I switched compounding pharmacies, I decided to take 6 milligrams worth of medicine this time. I still had 1 milligram worth of Hollandale, and then I had, the 5 milligrams worth of my new medication. So you know how you have some at the end of the bottle, and I'm not throwing it away, so I just decided to take a little bit more this time. Besides the constipation, I think everything else has been pretty normal. So, that's all I have to say, you guys. So, sorry if it got a little heavy towards the end, but I don't know why that story about needing milk of magnesia really did that for me. But life is weird. Sometimes the memories that you have unlock other memories. So I don't know. But that's all I got for today. I will catch you guys later. Hopefully, if me getting all emo didn't bother you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll come back and talk again later. So have a good day. Be safe. Make sure you're taking your medicine, getting your water, getting your fiber in so you won't need milk of magnesia like me. But we'll talk later. Have a good day, you guys.